Okay, so I created a new custom tabletop game, but before we get into the nitty-gritty details of that, did I say that right? Before we get into the nitty-gritty details of that, let's talk about how it's played.
Jonny Nitpick presents How to Properly Play Uno.
Uno's a pretty straightforward card game once you get used to it. It's composed of the four primary colors, red, green, blue, and yellow, which all interact with each other in various ways. You have number cards ranging from 0 to 9, skips, reverses, +2s, and wilds, which each have special uses. They also have point values assigned to them. Skips, reverses, and +2s are worth 20 points, wild cards are 50, and number cards are just the numbers shown on the card. So zeros are pointless. Thank you. Remember that point system, cause
We'll be back
to it soon. The game begins with each player drawing a card off the top of a shuffle deck. Whoever has the highest point value is the dealer, and they deal out a hand of 7 to each participant. The game then starts to the left of the dealer and continues around the table as such. If 2 or more bros have the same point value card, they can either draw again, or there could be an arbitrary rule in place, like whoever's the oldest or has the rankest fart. After each player has a hand of 7, turn over the top card of the remaining deck and begin play. Unless it's a wild. We need an actual color to start us off, thank you.
Get your ass back in there.
Each player plays once on their turn, with the goal being to have an empty hand. This is done by matching what others put down, either through color or card type. Yellow 7 can be played on a green 7, for instance, or a red on top of a red. When you're down to your last card, scream Uno at the top of your lungs so the whole neighborhood hears, then hide your last card behind a crooked smile in an attempt to block the others that have already seen it.
That's just the rules.
If someone else yells Uno before you do, a mandatory 4-card penalty is applied. Specialty cards have different uses, like skips, making the next participant lose their turn. Reverses change the turn order, +2s have the subsequent player draw 2 cards and get skipped, while wilds can be played on any card and change the color to whatever the user wants. +4 wilds, or ass blasters, change the color to your choice, then completely destroy who's ever after you.
4 cards?
When someone goes out, all others tally up the point value for each card in their hand, and this number gets added to the winning player's scoreboard. Whoever reaches 500 first wins. I personally prefer elimination, where everyone tallies their own points, and whoever reaches 300 to 500 first gets removed from the game.
Bring out a couple brews and make it even better. Jonny Nitpick is not a channel that condones the drinking of alcohol or any mind-altering substances. Please consult your doctor to see if Jonny Nitpick is right for you.
Since each new version of Uno has its own gimmick, I threw in a Pokeball, which when played, has users draw one, then play any card from their hand they want. This is useful for getting rid of things you don't need or for causing huge upsets. Hell, if you want, you could even throw in the Koopa shells from Nintuno. Really spice things up. But let's get into the details here. This is Poke Uno. Or Unomon, whatever works for you. It's a custom card game created by yours truly, featuring every Pokemon from the first 2 generations in some capacity. We got Babymons, Legendaries, and even Jinx. I used classic sprites from red, blue, and yellow to depict the first generation, but recolored each of them to more accurately match their present-day counterparts. Come on now, Beedrill ain't just yellow no more. Times have changed. +2s are recreations of the various title screens from the core games and their remakes. Skips are Pokemon using attacks. Reverses are opposites, and much more. This has been a huge passion project I've worked on for the last few months. And if you're interested in getting it for yourself, download links in the description. Take these sheets to your local print shop and have them print off each front side with the back file as its reverse. Cut them out, and there you go. You're now the proud owner of Pokemon Uno. I went with 100-pound cardstock, which feels a little flimsy to me, so maybe ask them their advice on what you should get. This also isn't the only classic tabletop game I've recreated, so if you're in the mood for Pokemon Monopoly, Nintendo Sorry, or even a Munchkin Nintendo spinoff, check out my other projects. If you have any suggestions you'd like to see in future board games, leave them in the comment section below. I'm all ears. Nitpick out.